Alright, gang, welcome back to our 100 horsepower challenge on Ostbeck. You join me, it's now May. We don't have a whole lot to do today. I'm actually in the process here of doing the second fertilization down on the field that we drilled and sprayed in the last episode. And that's pretty much all we have to do today. So we could try to get rid of some more of these trees, certainly. Now the trees are really not the best to sell right now. We're really not making as much money as we would like. There are some pieces of land to potentially buy, but we don't have enough money to buy them at current. So we could try to get rid of some trees to get there, but I don't think we would with the amount of trees we have left. I don't see it because we're not making a ton of money off trees right now. I think they're only at like, I'm going to say it's like 380 or 400 per thousand, which when it's the best time to sell them, we can make, 15 to 1800. So it's not really the most ideal time to be selling trees, but there is that option. Now, my voice probably sounds a little groggy. I just literally got off the plane a couple of hours ago, I guess, at this point. And I've got that long flight nasally issue that occurs. I don't know if any of you have taken a long flight somewhere and you're stuck on a plane for a while. It dries out your nose, your throat, everything else. So I'm dealing with that a little bit, so I apologize, but we'll get through it. Had a good time on the trip. I'm going to be honest with you, and some of you maybe have been to Italy before, but if you haven't, I'm sure you've heard of it, how, it's supposed to be gorgeous and awesome and everything's great. We didn't really, don't get me wrong, parts of it were absolutely great and gorgeous, but we didn't have that same thought, I guess, when we were finished with Italy. We certainly liked it. We had a lot of fun, but it was dirty. Most of the places we went, maybe we just went the wrong places. People were not as friendly as I thought they were going to be. And then the food itself, which is what I was really, thinking that was really going to be mind-blowing, the food and the wine, they just weren't. We tried a lot of different places. We tried touristy places. We tried places down an alley, far off from a tourist location. Just different areas, just trying to see if we could figure anything out. And we certainly found a couple of them that were decent, but we both walked away from it saying we've had better meals of Italian here in America. Specifically in Vegas, we've had a couple we know for a fact were way better. So that was slightly disappointing. And then the wine, there was nothing that blew me out of the water. We had a couple dinners where we got a little bit more of an expensive bottle of wine. Nothing too crazy. I don't have that kinds of money, but more than your typical cheapest or second cheapest bottle of wine on the menu type, right? And we still weren't really that impressed with those even. So it was a little disappointing, but overall, we still had a good time. The touristy areas that we went to were absolutely great. I will never go to Naples ever again in my life. That place was insane. It reminded me, some of you know, if you've been on the channel or around the channel for a while, that, I don't know, I think it was 2017. I went to the Philippines for work, my old employer, not who I currently work for. And I was there for a little over a week and a half. And the traffic and everything there was just mental. There's no rhyme or reason at all in the Philippines, and that is how Naples felt. There was no rhyme or reason with traffic. It was insane. Not exactly what we were expecting, and that's the first city we went into. So a little bit of a sour mood right off the bat, I guess, because of that. It was, my wife never seen anything like that before. Obviously, I had, like I said, I had in the Philippines, but that was not what I was expecting. As far as the travel and the transit, we were trying to use, train and bus a lot. If you use bus, don't expect there to actually be a line of any sort. We were waiting in line like you would here typically in America, and they just push right in front of you. They'll knock you over, get onto the bus, and you may not get on that bus. So it wasn't for us, let's put it that way. I've mentioned it many times before. I live kind of on the edge of I live on the outskirts of bigger cities in Ohio. And, 10 minutes from me, I've got, right behind my yard, actually, right behind my house, we still have a crop field. It's a smaller crop field, but we still have a crop field there. And 10 minutes away from me, there's lots of crop fields. But if you go the other way, it's housing, residential stuff. So it won't be there much longer. But what I'm trying to get at is we're not used to that life of let's knock anybody over, regardless if they're a kid, a child, man, woman, whatever. Well, we're knocking them over. They don't matter. I'm getting on this bus, regardless if you have somewhere to be and I don't. It's not a mindset that I don't think I'm ever going to have or want to have. So if you're planning on going, I'm not trying to stir you away from going. You should still go. It's got some really good locations, some views, things like that. When we were in Naples, we did take a day trip. Thank goodness I brought it up because we weren't going to. But we took a day trip to Naples. Not Naples. We were in Naples. A day trip to Capri. And that island is absolutely beautiful. 100% go to Capri. I've heard it gets really busy, though, in the touristy vacation period. When we went, obviously, it was not their peak tourist season. So it was still busy, but it wasn't too bad. But I would absolutely go there if I were you. It's very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. It's a lot of walking. It's all walking, actually, for the most part. There is some cars, and there's a couple of roads, but mostly it's walking. So you got to be able to walk long distances, but it's great, man. I loved that. That was the only saving grace from the Naples area was the island off of Naples called Capri. So that was great. Rome was good for the most part. We stayed mostly in the city there. Went to the touristy stuff, to the Colosseum. You probably saw all the pictures and stuff I posted, right? So the Colosseum and the Vatican, all that stuff. That was great. Florence was good. We weren't there for long enough. I think we should have taken another day there. I think Bologna. I heard a lot of good things about Bologna. We got there, and I just didn't get those good things. So perhaps we weren't in the right location there either. But bear with me here for a minute, gang. I'm trying to figure out where the hell I was. It's hard to see certain crops. It's hard to see where you have and haven't been. I don't know. I don't know if I've been there, and I don't know. We're just going to start here, and we'll have to look at the map here in a minute. But anyway, what was I saying? I think I'm back on track now. I might have wasted a little bit. But anyway, Bologna, it was the traffic pretty much had gone to a normal point that we're used to, where I'm at. So that was nice to have normal traffic and laws being followed. But just didn't. I mean, the city was just like all the other cities we've been to. Like, there was nothing, special or anything about it that I noticed. I was expecting Bologna to be a little bit more of like a small town feel, small city feel, and it just felt like all the other cities to me. So that was disappointing. The car factory stuff was good, with the exception of Ferrari. Ferrari's was just not. It was kind of a waste of time, I think. You really didn't get to go behind the scenes and see anything at all. It was just like you're walking through a museum, and so you get to see a couple of the cars, which are cool, certainly. But Pagani and Lamborghini let you go actually into the factories and check stuff out. I couldn't take videos or anything like that, obviously, in there, but there was just a little bit more to it. The Ferrari one was just, I felt like, with the exception of seeing those cars in person, I could have just got all that information online. I really didn't need to spend the money to go there, so a little disappointing, but I'm more of a Lamborghini Pagani guy anyway, so. But that was fun. That little tour we did was fun. We were with some true Italians, just by ourselves, and they drove us around to all the locations. So that was nice to not have to worry about where the hell I'm going. They just take us wherever, right? A little scary, I guess, because they could have taken us out and just killed us or kidnapped us, but it ended up being all right. So. And then Venice. By the time we got to Venice, I think we took too long of a trip, honestly, because we were there for 14 days, and that's a long, long time. So Venice was nice. It was a little dirty, a little smelly, but mostly it was nice, and it was what you would expect, right? So what you see, TV, commercials, whatever. magazines. It's kind of what you get with Venice, right? That's what it looks like. That's how it is. But we were kind of done at that point. So we probably didn't get to enjoy Venice as much as we might have been, or might have if we had landed there first instead. Just because we were kind of done. And at that point, I had come down with a little bit of a sickness at some point, and my wife had it before that, so we kind of had shared that a little bit. So, yeah, it just wasn't, unfortunately, it was just, it ended up being that we went there at the wrong time, I guess. So, but overall, we had fun. I just wished would have been able to see a little bit more, I don't know, countryside stuff, coastal towns, small towns, like that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I had hoped for, but to do that, I would have needed to rent a car, and we had been kind of going back and forth about renting a car, and after seeing how Naples was, I'm kind of glad we didn't rent a car. I know I would have gotten a wreck just trying to get out of there, because I'm not used to how they drive and how everything was being ran. It was absolutely insane in Naples. So I think if we ever go back, the way we're going to do it is probably go to Capri for a couple of days on the island. Maybe then do like some kind of a coastal boat cruise up to like Rome, and then up again to like Florence area. So, on a coastal town off of Florence, and then maybe rent a car there and then drive up in the countryside. That's kind of what I really wanted to do anyway, but we were trying to do it. We'd never been there. We did all this ourselves. We didn't really utilize any kind of, vacation planner or anything like that. We just did it all ourselves. So we were just kind of utilizing the trains and the train stations, right? So we were kind of limited on where we could go based off of that, unless we, hailed a cab or something, right? So, yeah. So anyway, that was my trip to Italy, and yeah, so fun, but not exactly what I was expecting. Mostly, I mean, I would have been okay with not the cities and everything not being exactly what I wanted, as long as the food and wine was great. But just, I mean, it was good, but it just wasn't anything that was like, wow, man, this is awesome. Like, it didn't blow me away by any means. So, in any case, we're going to do something a little bit different. Normally I say we only do 1 month per episode, but we really have nothing else to do. We can't buy anything either, so let me kind of show you. I would love to buy this plot right here. I already had it selected, as you can see, but it's $147,000. Even if we get rid of all the trees we have, which is not many, we've got like maybe 10 trees to get rid of there, we're not going to get to $147,000 no matter what we do. We're not going to get 40 grand out of this. It's just not going to happen. Not with the wood chips at 657-ish. I mean, that's pretty much as low as you're going to get, almost. We're $1,000 off what we could be making. Oh, one other thing to note, I forgot to say it. I put the market stall down. We use this market stall a lot in a lot of different series, but the series we had it running in is ended, so I decided it was worth it. So we went ahead and put it down here at the front. So now we have a sell point, because realistically we needed one, because the greenhouses had nowhere to sell any of their crops. So we couldn't sell the onions, cucumbers, green peppers, all that. Couldn't sell them. So we now have an ability to do that. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump a couple of months. Kind of where I was going with this is I was going to jump a couple of months, which is a little bit different than what we normally do. And we'll be back when we have something ready to harvest. All right, welcome back, gang. It's August, so it's time to harvest this field over here, which is great. I had to skip quite a few months here to get to this point, but we said we were going to make that modification a long, long time ago, and it's just to help us progress. So that is what we're doing. So we got the soybeans being harvested here. This is going to be good for us. Soybeans are, I think they're best actually in July, or it might be June, whatever. But it still should be a decent price to sell them at right now. So that's what we're going to do, is just sell them straight outright whenever we do get these harvested. The greenhouses probably need to get some water as well, so we'll work on that today too. I believe we also jumped up a little bit in money, obviously, as well, and that's because of some of the, placeables that we have down, the money makers we have down, obviously made us a little bit of money, and then obviously the greenhouses, because they're on auto selling, have been making us money too. So 121,769 now, so not too bad. Decent amount of money compared to where we were and now. There is another field that is available for us to buy. We will need to sell a lot of this, probably soybeans, to get there, but nevertheless, it will make us some money. So we probably will buy that, more than likely, as long as we can get there with the amount of soybeans that we have here, as long as we have enough money to get there, I should say. A quick note, I want to welcome the newest member to the channel. It's been a couple of weeks since he became a member, but I was out of town, obviously, for obvious reasons. I think he became a member like the day that I was, may have been the day before, but it was right around the time when I was actually leaving to go to Italy. Your name should be updated now in the end credits here. And I want to just thank you for joining there, Ryan Jackson. I appreciate it. And a special hello to any other members that are currently watching this video. Now, in regard to the actual schedule itself for the channel, we only have 2 series currently running. This one and the Broke to Billionaire Challenge in Ohio Richlands, which we know we've failed, and we're just trying to see where we can get to. I don't really have any rhyme or reason on how it's going to work here for the next couple of weeks until, well, I guess until I get back from my work trip and I'm able to start doing FS22 videos. There's really no rhyme or reason. It's just going to be what I can get done and what I can get out. I'm going to probably try to do kind of an alternation. You know, one day on this, one day off. Obviously, vice versa, right? So one day of the 100 horsepower challenge, one day of the Broke to Billionaire challenge, etc. Right? I'm probably going to try to run that approach, but don't hold me to it. There may be some days where it's 2 of the same, or some days. There may be 2 days in a row where it's the same series for whatever reason, right? I'm glad we upgraded the harvester, man. This is making this a lot easier for us. And this entire time I was supposed to be, it's been a couple weeks, gang. Give me, bear with me. I was supposed to be in first-person view when I was doing all this, talking with you all, and I have not been doing that. Well, it's not an actual rule. It's just something I've been trying to work on because I'm not very good at sticking in first-person view, so. Is he even touching the steering wheel? I don't know if you can see that or not. He's not even touching the steering wheel. All right, we're gonna get to work on this, gang. It's gonna take a while, but we're gonna get to work. We're gonna fill up the trailer too, and then once we have a full trailer, we'll go sell it. But we're not gonna sell it till we have a full trailer, regardless if that's at our market stall here or if we have to take it all the way to the shop or somewhere else. We'll see. But let's get to work. quick pause. I completely forgot I had wheat in here. If I recall correctly, the reason why I left it in here is because I had asked what you thought about the fact that I dropped some of it off into a production that comes standard with the actual map, accidentally thinking it was the selling point. And yeah, I completely forgot about this. So I guess we could put down chickens, even though I said I wasn't really planning on putting down any animals. I mean, we've kind of been shifting the series as we move along, right? Just trying to better it all. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we put down some chickens. Let me think about it. No, we're gonna stick with it. I've made enough talk straight, Z. I've made enough modifications to the series. Let's just stick with it here. We'll keep with the fact that we're just going to be doing harvesting and growing crops, not any animals in this series. We'll stick with it. Let's go ahead and dump them. We're not going to make a whole lot of money off this because I screwed up and forgot about it, but it's okay. Still an extra $2,448. So we'll take it. We'll take it. So let's get these soybeans unloaded now, finally. And we can continue on here with the time lapse, right? So the field I'm talking about buying, I showed it to you already, right? It's well, I think I showed it to you. Maybe I didn't, but anyway, it's this field here, 146,000. So we're close. We're close. I think we're going to get 20,000. Well, 22,000, but you get what I mean. So we will see, but let's carry on here. I'll get this unloaded and we'll go right back into harvesting here. Alright, gang. That field is all harvested. Time to sell the soybeans. We're going to sell at the market stall. That is about $148-ish dollars more per 1,000 liters. So not a ton of money, but it is a little bit more. So, and it's right here, so we don't have to put as much wear, tear, waste gas, etc. So it's nice. Now, hopefully, this gets us to where we need to be. I don't think it did. Oh boy, I don't think it did. It did not. We are $2,200 short. Oof. Oof. That is not what I was hoping for. That is not what I was hoping for. Sorry about that, gang. I had an alarm set still from when we were in Italy. And I forgot to turn it off, so there it is. So, what does that mean? That means we're either going to have to sell some trees. Yeah, it means we're going to have to sell some trees. That's all we can do. I do have a small amount of wood chips in here. 5,000 liters. It's not a ton. I don't think that would get us there. They're just storing them in there because, like I said, it wasn't the best price by any means. It's August, so it's pretty much the lowest it's going to be. Actually, it's going up, so it's not the lowest it's going to be. But 544, 47, whatever it sells it for here. I mean, it would get us there, but only just. But it would get us there. Okay, well, we'll sell what we have in there. So let me wait until 10 o'clock here, and let's see what happens. All right, we do have enough to buy it. We're gonna have about $1,000 to our name left over, which isn't a ton of money, but I think it's fine. So we're gonna buy it. We've got some seeds in here still. I think we still have some seeds actually at the shop as well. So let me walk on over here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll take a look at it. I believe it does have a few trees, like this one, like these kind of trees, around the outside edge of it, which is good. That gives us some more trees to play with once we get a little bit closer to the winter months when it's the best time to sell them, right? We have to re-drill the field that we harvested today, and this field here is the one we're going to be getting. And yeah, it does have a few. I don't know how many of them we can actually take down, but there are some here around the edges we can try to get. It's actually not as much as I thought. I thought there were some right here, but they're on the other side of the road there. But in any case, there's a few here at least that we might be able to get. But this is the field. It's a sorghum field. 75% yield bonus. It's not perfect. It's only 50% fertilized. But this is the one we're going to buy. Pretty big field, actually. By far going to be the biggest one I think that we have. So we'll go ahead and pick it up. Leaves us with $842. And maybe a little bit odd, but I'm going to leave the episode at this point. A little bit of a shorter episode than what you're used to. That's just because I got back into town, right? So it gives me a little bit of playroom here to try to work some more videos in the next couple of days. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you all in the next one.